Today is the 13th day of the 9th month, the 9th year of Channel Group, October 18, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배. 바로 let us recite Hajung Mengse, a family pledge. Number 1, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek a regional homeland and build the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation by centering on true love. 2, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the beautiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships and realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world, subject and object partners, by centering on true love. 6, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect a world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8, our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of Heavenly Parent and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
Let's pray. Our heavenly parents, beloved true parents of heaven and earth and humankind, we are so grateful, heavenly parents, for this day that you have given us this chance and opportunity to join this morning devotion with all our brothers and sisters. We pray for our beloved true mother, good health and protection, and for all our leaders, members, and blessed families all around the world. We pray for their safety and good health. We pray, heavenly parents, that today would be a glorious day, fruitful day for everyone, for all the blessed families, members, that we would be able to take even the smallest steps to fulfill our responsibility in uniting with our beloved true parents and with heaven, to fulfill our responsibility to realize, the world, the ideal world that you have been created and would not have has not been fulfilled and realized until this time, Heavenly Parents, to complete the providence of restoration, to save humanity from their suffering, Heavenly Parents, back to their bosom. We're so grateful, deeply grateful for your grace and love every day for each one of us. We are so grateful. And with this gratitude, we would like to start our day and report everything to you in our names, Rahim and Christy, Blessed Central Family, Aju.
Ju. Thank you, Dr. Rahim, for your wonderful prayer. Let's offer our unison prayer. Ju. Let's give morning greetings to, let's give morning greetings to our heavenly parent and true parents. Good morning, heavenly parent and true parents. Good morning, leaders, blessed families, brothers and sisters. For those joining in this center, you may now take your seat. And sorry for being late because of due to slow connection. But to begin our program, I would like to call Miss Jenna Quasito, our HTM Education Secretary, to lead us on the Hundyok reading.
Good morning to our Heavenly Parent and your parents. Okay, so our reading is taken from the book of Mother of Peace, a memoir by Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 2, I came into this world as the only begotten daughter. Continuation. My mother kept God's revelation about the child she was to bear in the forefront of her mind. She came to realize that even though the baby would be born into the world through her body, he or she was God's child more than it was hers. She believed that, just as a child was given unto Mother Mary, a child would be born unto her to govern the universe as God's begotten son or daughter. My mother read the Gospels from that viewpoint and determined that, unlike Mary, she would support her child's heavenly mission with body and soul. My grandmother and my mother believed that something great would take place in their church before long, but 3 years passed and nothing changed. At that time, my grandmother journeyed to Cholsan in North Pyongan province and participated in in a gathering held by a woman's spiritual sisterhood led by Mrs. Kim Sung-do. There she received much grace. She also learned that Kim Sung-do was ministering even though her husband beat her every time she went to church. Mrs. Kim's followers, who were holding meetings in their homes, received the name the Holy Lord Church. Around 1936, my mother joined my grandmother on her journey to Chosun for the first time. As she met Kim Sung-do, she knew that God was opening the next chapter in her life of faith. At this point, I will introduce my maternal uncle, Hong Sun-ju. He was not a part of my life in North Korea, but he later played a major role in determining my family's fortunes. He was my mother's younger brother and was very studious and attended Pyongyang Teachers Academy. Every year, he would travel a long distance to visit our family during the holidays. He took the Gyeonggi Line train to Charyongwon station, from which he had to walk for half a day. My mother was always overjoyed to meet her brother, who had come such a long way to see her. However, she was unable to enjoy much time chatting with him because of her witnessing work. Thanks to the active witnessing of its followers, the Holy Lord Church expanded from Chosun to Cheongju, Pyongyang, Haeju, Wonsan, and even Seoul, opening more than 20 churches. In 1943, the Japanese police imprisoned Kim Sung-do and 10 or so of her followers. They were released 3 months later, but Kim Sung-do passed away in 1944 at the age of 61. My mother and grandmother, who had been attending her church in Chosun for 8 years, believing that they were about to restore the Garden of Eden, were at a loss. Together with all of the church members, they asked God, "Whom should we follow now?" This question weighed on everyone's hearts. Responding to the prayers of this flock seeking a shepherd, the Holy Spirit chose one among them, Mrs. Hu Hupin. Mrs. Ho had devotedly attended Kim Song-do and was well respected by the entire Holy Lord Church. God guided her to found a new church which came to be known as the Inside the Womb Church and gather followers. God taught her how to purify herself and also how to raise children after the Lord comes. Just as God had prepared for Jesus before he was born in the land of Israel, who had been made thorough preparations for the Lord of the Second Advent, who she firmly believed would be born in the land of Korea. In pursuit of this mission, 1 year later, Hogubin summoned my mother. "We need to make sets of clothes for the Lord of the Second Advent, so that he will not be embarrassed when he appears in front of us. You should finish making a set of clothes before the end of each day." Every day, mother stood for dear life, for she was making the Lord's clothes. While doing so, she thought to herself, "I will have no regrets in my life if I can meet the Lord at his second advent before I die, even if only in a dream." As she sewed one day, she quietly dozed off. In her dream, she saw a robust man in the room, sitting to the east of her with a small table in front of him, a headband around his head. He had been studying, but he turned to look at her. "I'm studying this hard just to find you." Those words moved her to tears of gratitude and appreciation. She awoke from the dream and realized that this man was the returning Lord. In this way, long before she could meet him in the flesh, my mother had found spiritual communication with Father Moon, who came as the Lord at the second advent. That dream gave her confidence to persevere through the long and precipitous path of faith that separated the dream from the reality. During that interim, my grandmother and mother were focused with yearning and impatience for the Lord, the only begotten Son. They, along with the entire Christian world, were unaware of the providential plan for the advent of the only begotten daughter. Father Moon himself was the only one who understood this. As this illustrates, God unfolds the providence step by step, not disclosing the providence of restoration except to those who need to understand and who have set the conditions to do so. As was expected to happen sooner or later, the World War finally came to an end with Japan's defeat. Korea enjoyed the liberation its people had long desired, but North Korea soon fell under communist rule. The communist oppression of religion knew no bounds. There are always people who betray others. Even Jesus had a treacherous disciple. The inside womb church was not spared. One of its members accused the group of amassing wealth, and the communist police took Hu Hubin and many of her followers to Daedong police station in Pyongyang. Security agents interrogated Hu Hubin harshly and mocked her. When is this Jesus who is inside your womb going to come out? Hu Hubin boldly answered, he will come out in a few days. Though white-clad members of the church offered prayers every day in front of the prison gates, even after a year the prisoners had not been released. That was the time that Father Moon, who had been living in Seoul, journeyed to Pyongyang. It was in August of 1946 that he opened a meeting room in the Gyeongchang-ri district of the city and began witnessing. The police accused Father Moon of being a spy for South Korean President Syngman Rhee and imprisoned him in a jail in which Hu Hubin and her followers were being held. The sad fact, and true.
Aju. Thank you so much, Miss Jenna Juacito, for leading us on the Hondok reading. So I think that all of us are inspired to receive True Mother's words. So let's give a round of applause to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. And let's give a round of applause to Miss Jenna Juacito for the Hondok reading. And for sharing to us her 10 points of appreciation, I would like to call the Secretary of the Universal Training Academy, Miss Monena Balanay. So let's welcome her with a virtual round of applause.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and your parents. Good morning, everyone. My 10 points of gratitude. First, I'm grateful and thankful to Heavenly Parents and your parents of you, heaven, earth, and all humankind for allowing me to wake up this day and the extension of my life. Second, I'm blessed and thankful to True Mother for living with us here in this physical world and also this era of Chinabo couples, leaders, and blessed families to unite with True Mother and Victory for Vision 2027. Third, I'm grateful to my spiritual parents, Mr. Rogelio Bertodaso, for the patience and understanding to share to me through parents' teachings and inspiration. Fourth, I'm thankful to Dr. Julius Malikdim and Ate Ayako for the trust taking care of Rita Chan when the times they're busy doing their mission not in Philippines but like in Korea and Japan. Fifth, I'm thankful to Reverend L.A. and also Ate Kayo for the opportunity also to taking care of their children even a few months. I feel their parental love. Six, I'm thankful to Kuya Ryan Tupas for giving me a chance to liberate my ancestors way back 2017. Even though that time I don't know what is the ancestors liberation. Then seven, I'm thankful to Kuya Sid for giving me an opportunity to do part-time job in Korea. I raised of money to fulfill my 430 generations ancestors liberation and blessings, both mother and father side, and also to support my father's hospitalization. Then eight, I'm thankful to my UPT family and department and National Education Department for continuously giving education to the brothers and sisters who are eager to know the divine principle. Then nine, I'm grateful to my HQ family for their love towards leaders, brothers and sisters, even though we're not blood related, but I feel their sincerity taking care of everybody's health, especially this time. So we'll fight together, okay, as we one family. So fighting lang po, especially sa mga nasakit. Then lastly, I am grateful to my spiritual and physical family for their love, guidance, and support to do my mission here in headquarters. Also to myself for um, not giving up to receive the blessing. So that's all my 10 points of gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your wonderful sense of gratitude. So truly that there are a lot of things that we need to be grateful. So once again, let's give her a virtual round of applause. And to give us the opening song, I would like to call the Assistant Director of National Education Department, Mr. Herwin Kalinawan.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. So I will be offering a song entitled Philippine Geography. Alam ko maraming nakaalam nito. Okay, let's go. Let's enjoy. Philippines has a great history according to our geography. Manila is the capital city, docking point from the other country. Metro Manila, Quezon City, Caloocan, Pasay, Makati, Marikina, Pasig, Zapote, Malabon, Las Piñas, Paranaque. From the north, Batanes, Apar, Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, Isabela, Cagayan Valley, Mountain Province, La Union, Baguio City, Nueva Ecija, Nueva Vizcaya, Tarlac, Pangasinan, Pampanga, Zambales, Bataan, Abra, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna. Now let's go to the southern Luzon, Camarines Norte, Quezon, Albay, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Masbate, Sorsogon, and we add 3 islands more, Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, then down to Visayan shore, rivers of Issue, River, Canal and Corn. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. Sa Dumac and Mandawi, ay, yeah, 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 yeah. Bohol, Samar, Leyte, ay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Iloilo, Capiz, Aklan, Antique, Palawan, Negros, Bacolod, Siquijor, Dumaguete. Now let's go to the land of promise, the land of Mindanao. Bukidnon, Zamboanga, Misamis, Mambahaw, Butuan, Agusan, Surigao, Cagayan de Oro, Iligano, Samis, and the 3 provinces of Davao, Davao Sur, Oriental de Norte, Cabato, Lanao, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. Philippines has a great history. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. Manila is the capital city. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. All tourists are invited to see. According to our geography, Philippines is a beautiful country. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Once again, Mr. Herwin Kalinawan, for your very delightful and joyful opening song. So it seems, based on your song, we're roaming around the 81 province of the Philippines. So once again, let's give him a virtual round of applause. So, really that our nation, Philippines, has a providential nation and has an important role in the advancement of the providence. So to proceed in our main program, without further ado, let us welcome our father, our national leader in our Philippine Providence, no other than Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Let's give him with a virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much to our MC for this morning, our brother JC. I would like to first greet our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning to our heavenly parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chandu families, Los Central families, beloved brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning to all of you. Yeah, so welcome once again to our National Morning Devotion. Thank you very much to our HTM and Education Department for hosting today's morning devotion. It was really inspiring to listen from that offering song of our brother Herwin. Thank you, Herwin, for reminding us how beautiful our country is. And I think not only that, but to remind us that we have to really restore completely this nation without missing any place, right? So I think that is the main point of sharing to us this beautiful song, as our nation is second daughter nation and truly very providential nation. So this is truly our mission. So all brothers and sisters now are joining actually from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So we shouldn't miss any place, right? Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful song. Also, I would like to really appreciate our sister Munena for her 10 points of gratitude. Yeah, really, our sister Munena been working very hard and also really not giving up for the blessing. Just continue, and I'm sure Heavenly Parents will give you the most cherished desire of your heart. Aju, yeah, thank you, Munena. Yeah, I would like to welcome once again all beloved brothers and sisters for this morning. Today, I will be sharing with you yeah, so today is our 26th day of our national morning devotion. Yeah, I just would like also to share and congratulate Region 13. Yesterday, we have completed the Regional Youth Forum. I would like to really express my gratitude to all our very excellent speakers, our Dr. Kito, Dr. Julius, Reverend Ronnie, Dr. Edgar Tanate, also Reverend Professor Richel Halipa, and also our brother Jude. As you know, we are doing this Regional Youth Forum. We have completed already 14 regions. So we have 3 remaining. So please pray for the success of these 3 remaining events. We have the BARM, and then the Cordillera Administrative Region, and NCR. NCR will be the finale. Yeah, as this is the more serious place with communism, actually more people in this area. So we put this in last. We prepare very well. So I would like to really also request all brothers and sisters, let's really pray for this. And we will going to have the victory celebration also after NCR. So let's really pray also for our president, yeah, to be able to even give message for this great effort that our brothers and sisters, our leaders, and together with the National Youth Commission are doing. So thank you so much to Region 13, kay Ate Percy, and also all brothers and sisters who have contributed on, and our technical team who have been working continuously very hard. Thank you very much. So this morning I will be sharing with you guidance of True Father, today entitled Giving and Receiving. I'm thinking also yesterday while listening in the Regional Youth Forum with the wonderful lectures, especially also the lecture of Dr. Julius, very amazing lectures. I hope some or brothers and sisters could join in your region during your Regional Youth Forum. I hope you could participate before. And if not, and then if you are really interested to listen, you can communicate with us, and then we can let you maybe join in BARM or in Cordillera Administrative Region, and also during NCR, Regional Youth Forum, so you can also listen from these amazing lectures. Yeah, so while listening yesterday, I'm thinking, and I was really moved also with the all the contents, of course, and especially with the excellent presentation of Sir Julius with the 5 principles of peace. Truly, even many times we listen with all the lectures, actually, even many times you're listening, but really is truly inspiring, truly inspiring. So, and then also yesterday come to my mind how to important, living for the sake of others, and then also giving and receiving. This absolute law of the universe, how important it is. So today I would like to share based on True Father's guidance based on this topic, giving and receiving. Father said, when we embody God's original love, we seek to give. True love begins from investing and forgetting. In the essence of ordinary human love, the same as the original is the essence of ordinary human love the same as the original essence of God's love? Out of human love, people seek to receive. But when we embody God's original love, we seek to give. So I think this is very important point. Father is emphasizing that when you talk about true love, it always begins with investing and forgetting. That is true love. You give and you never remember. And you always seek to give and give more, right? Giving and forgetting. Some people, they give, but they remember, right? That is not true love. Sometimes even me, when I give, even very small things, sometimes I still, remember, so I still need to work hard, right? That once we give, we have to completely forget. So this is true love, right? What Father is saying. So Father is asking us that is the essence of ordinary or human love the same as the original essence of God's love? Actually, they are completely different. Father said that out of human love, centering on human love, people seek to receive. But when we embody God's original love, we seek to give. So what is the key in order for us to be able to really sacrifice and give? The key is once we embody God's original love. That is the time that we started to give, forgetting that we are giving, and then continue to give and give more without ceasing once we embody God's love. But when our love is centered on human love, always we seek to receive as fallen human beings, right? Very difficult to give, especially during this time of pandemic. Of course, when we talk about giving, it's not only pertaining to material things. It's not only pertaining to material things. But especially in the situations that we doesn't have, very difficult to give. Some people, they only give because they have, or they have more. But that is not the essence of giving, right? The true essence of giving is, even though you don't have, still you want to give. You try to give even, small things. You still try to sacrifice. That's why Father is telling us today. Once people start to embody and understand God's original love, we naturally seek to give more than receiving. So this is really important. So really, Heavenly Parent is the center. Once we started to understand God's original love, once we embody, human beings seek to give and give continuously without ceasing. That's why this is really the most important point. True Father said, goodness is the driving force that advances life. So goodness is the driving force that advances life. Therefore, we must give. So what shall we give? We should give life. More than your life, you should give your love. The one love that is of God, parental love. That is why our motto is, go forth with the heart of the parent in the shoes of a servant, shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. Do this and you will not perish. Absolutely, you will not perish. So True Father's motto is, go forth with the heart of a parent, in the shoes of a servant, shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. So beautiful. And then for True, we know that this is not just a motto. Many people, they have very good motto. Mga magagandang mga quote. But actually, most important is they have to practice this. So our true parents, they have given us so beautiful words, so beautiful motto, but this is not just a simple word. This is not just motto. They have practiced this even before Father have given these words. already true father practice, true parents practice this. True parents have sacrificed more than anyone. Really, they have gone in their course with the heart of a parent, in the shoes of a servant, shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. So that's why our true parents, our ultimate model. So we are also trying our best to resemble them in our life, right? That's why sometimes when I'm sharing true father's words, actually it's really not easy. Why? Because still I couldn't embody these words. I couldn't embody, very difficult to share. Sometimes also we feel like maybe we are judged, but actually more difficult, when you share these words and then you didn't embody this. But actually, because our ultimate model is true parents, we are on the way to resemble them, right? We are on the way to resemble true parents. That's why as we are being reminded every day, then also we have the bigger possibility to live by these words of true parents and really make them our own by living it in our everyday life. Aju? So Father is reminding us today that goodness is the driving force that advances life. Therefore, we must give. So giving is the essence of goodness. So once you give, it advances life, right? This is the driving force. That's why that's why the word is give and receive. In the principle, it explains, the give and take action, right? That it generates, through this give and take action, it creates something. The existence continues through this give and take action. So in give and take action, what comes first? It is giving, right? Not take and give, but give and take. So through giving, Father said, so goodness is the driving force that advances life. So goodness, when we talk about goodness, its essence is giving first. So that's why Father said we should give. We should give life. And then more than life, more than giving life, we should give love. Sometimes we couldn't give, material things to others, but that is not only the thing that we can give. Most importantly is how to give love, right? More than giving, even more than giving life, Father said. So that is why we have to go forth, Father said, with the heart of a parent, in the shoes of a servant. Like our true parents, we have to really embody, right? We have to really do our best, shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. As we are called by heaven to really work together with our beloved true parents more than anyone. That's why we have to really do our best. And today, Brother Herwin offered this very beautiful song. So this is our responsibility to restore this nation of the Philippines. We have to go forth with the heart of a parent and with the shoes of a servant, shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. Father said and assure us that when you do this, you will not perish. Absolutely, you will not perish. So if we, try our best to, advance forward, centering on this, really carrying the heart of a parent in the shoes of a servant. That's why, reaching out people continuously, educating people continuously. Father said, once we do this, carrying, the heart of a parent, that wanting to save everyone, like as a parent, really, literally as a parent, what is your desire for your children? For your children to live well, to have even better life than you. That's why you are sacrificing everything, right? That's why also for our nation, for the world, for all humanity. That's why Father reminded us that actually we didn't join our movement to go to heaven. Many times Father is telling us, true parents is telling us, we didn't join here in this movement to live comfortable life, but we came and chose this path. Of course, we chose this, we were called, and then we chose this. That's why we are here until now. Because if we didn't choose to be here, we already long time we are not here, right? But we choose to be here. But so, yeah, we choose to be here not to live comfortable life, but we choose to be here to sacrifice more than anyone. We are here to build kingdom of heaven, not to go to kingdom of heaven. This is the reality. Father is telling us today, once we do this, we will not perish. Absolutely, we will not perish. Aju? Father said that the universe motion began with an act of giving. So the universe motion began with an act of giving. I teach that all motion arises according to the principle of give and take action. Thus, give and take action mean we first give and then take, or first take and then give. When you give first and then receive, you feel good. But when you receive and cannot give, you feel ashamed. This is really true. Actually, sometimes when we receive, sometimes people continuously giving us. When we always receive, we feel ashamed if we cannot give. That's true, right? But when you give first and then you receive, you feel good, right? So that's why when we receive, but we have given first, we feel good. That's why actually all people wanted to feel good. So how to feel good? We have to give first. We have to give continuously. So Father is reminding us today that the universe motion began with an act of giving. Dito raw nagsisimula. Since from the universe, the first act is giving. That's why I teach that all motion arises according to the principle of give and take action. So thus, give and take action mean we first give and then take, or first take and then give. So Father already is teaching us really that centering on, even the motion of the universe. Our God, especially the Creator, and in the next slide, Father will emphasize more. So in give and take, what comes first is giving. Right? In all relationships, in the family, we can see in the family very clearly, as the family should be actually really the model. This is the institution that God created. This should be the model of the society, of the, our nation. Every relationship should be the model, should be in the family. That giving is the first thing there in the family for the parents, right? Always giving comes first. So as what we have learned, how the universe motion, where it begins in giving. That's why in the family rin, giving, as the parents, sacrifice more than anyone, and always gives, always thinks for the children. That's why ito dapat yung maging model ng society natin, ng nation natin, the world, right? So it's very clear. So that's why really giving should be the first thing, first act, in our life, right? That's why in the first slide, Father said, you need to give life. And then more than giving life, give love. This is the essence of why we exist. This is the essence of why God created love, right? God first give love. Tayo rin. So we have to give love. This is the essence, should be the center of our existence. So Father said, giving comes first. So in give and take action, does give come first or take? Giving comes first. Do parents first give for the sake of their children, or children for the sake of their parents? Parents give first. Then it is logical that the act of giving began with the one who is the origin of all existence. And through the links of the chain of existence, it has been passed down to us. So we can learn, right, that from Father said here, that it is logical that the act of giving began with the one who is the origin of all existence. Through the links of the chain of existence, it has been passed down to us. So we learn that it begins actually from the one who have created, from our heavenly parent. The origin. So from the very beginning, God give first. Actually, that is the only thing that God, thinking, of course, God is expecting also that, he can receive later on. So that's why, but the first act is to give. But people nowadays, we only, think of receiving, right? God created, we learned that in the principle, because also he wants to, receive from object partner. He created human beings to become his object partner, right? But before anything else, God give first. So it is natural law that once you give, you will naturally receive. Kaya nga, we don't actually need to worry kapag tayo nagbibigay. It will naturally, comes back to you. Naturally, you will receive. Why? Because that is the law of the universe. That is universal law. But, people nowadays, even people who goes to the church, when they go to the church, what is their prayer? God give us our daily bread. Always ask and ask and ask. Even sometimes ask. Even ask myself, sometimes myself. Still, still far in. Still need to, put a lot of effort to be able to really live such a life and really inherit from our Heavenly Parent and from our true parents. We have to really understand that the first act is giving. Lalong-lalo na ngayon talaga, you know, when we are asked to give sometimes ngayon, very difficult to give. Lalong-lalo na ngayong time of pandemic. Wala na nga ako, how can I give? Sabi natin, di ba? But actually, you know, we have to, you know, find a way in order for us to give, because that is also the only way for us to receive. If only we only think of receiving, dapat ako yung bigyan, wala na nga eh, ganito. If you always think of receiving, never we receive. Pag lagi natin iniisip, because to open, you know, the path for us to receive, the only way is to give first. Kaya nga, there's no way for us to receive when we never give. When we never give, no. Kaya nga ngayong time na to, even though it's very challenging to give, when we are asked, ganito, you know, anyway, just to also connect, sometimes, you know, there are many things we are asked to give, like this, like that. Because of our situation, we cannot give. Then, when we will not give, there's also no way for us to receive. So, we have to understand. Kailangan nating maintindihan talaga, seriously. Kahit na wala tayo, you know, if we understand only, there's always way. We can find way. Right? But if we will never give, there is no way for us to receive. Aju? So if we really want to receive, we have to give. This, you know, sometimes it's ironic to think about, right? To think like this. But actually, this is universal law. This is the law of the universe. So if we think of receiving, the point is we have to give. Aju? Truly, really amazing. We have to really understand this universal principle that we are being, you know, we are teaching. You know, through the RYF, many questions coming, you know, maraming mga tanong ang mga kabataan natin, even like, paano raw yung mga hindi naniniwala kay God, ganito, ganyan, mga tanong nila. But actually, what we are thinking, this is not just sa kwan ng religion, right? That's why what's amazing with the divine principle, it is a combination of science and religion and science. So people who doesn't believe in religion or doesn't believe in God, they cannot run away with the law, with the natural law, with science. Like for example, people who doesn't believe in gravity, right? Even though they don't believe when they jump from high place, that law of gravity still applies to them. Truly amazing, the divine principle. That's why, you know, yung mga tanong ng mga kabataan kasi nga sa RYF, paano raw yung mga hindi naniniwala kay God, how can we convince them? But actually, this is universal law. This is universal principle. It is applied to anyone. It is applied to anybody in any situations. This is amazing, right? The divine principle. That's why even people who doesn't have religion, but they cannot deny the law of science, right? Truly amazing, the divine principle. Kaya nga, people always want to receive, praying to receive, but even how much they pray, they desire to receive, without giving, there is no way to receive. Because this is universal law. So if you really want to receive, you give more and more. You give and give and give and give. Naturally, you will receive. Aju? Oh, truly amazing. We have to really understand the principle. That's why even people who doesn't believe in God, truly amazing, our divine principle, the teachings of true parents. Aju? Father said, unity takes place where there is giving. Unity takes place where people invest creative energy, where there is giving. So it does not happen where people mainly seek to receive. To receive can be good if after receiving, you add interest to it and give out more than you receive. But even God dislikes the person who receives and only seeks to receive still more. No more will be given to him. So also this is a very important point. I'm really thinking deeply when I'm also reading this, studying to Father's guidance. You know, we always talk about unity. You know, unity, unity, unity. How to really make unity realize? How can we really be united? How can we really be united? So Father said here, unity takes place where people invest creative energy, where there is giving. So there is no unity if people, coming together only think of receiving or thinking of themselves. But unity comes when both, thinks of giving, right? That's why if there is, perfect give and receive, there is progress. There is prosperity. So that's why we can see now in the government why our government is like this, not only in the Philippines, all over the world. Because there's no perfect give and take. In the family, why family is breaking down? There's no give and take. There's no perfect give and take with giving as the priority between husband and wife, between parents and children. So unity cannot come about, right? So in all our, centers, in all our regions, if there is perfect give and take and prioritizing giving, unity will always be there. And then we can see if there is unity, naturally there is prosperity, there is development. So that's why when we start now to go back and look at our situation in our own families, in our community, in our society, even in our Heavenly Parents Holy Community, in different regions, in different centers, we can see what is our status. So based on that, you will going to see, is there perfect give and take relationship? Is giving became the priority between leaders and members, between members and leaders? That's why you cannot actually, this is really now the time for us to open more our hearts, our mind. We have to stop, blaming others, looking at the limitations of people, but centering on true parents' teaching, that reminding us that each and everyone needs to focus first on giving. So instead of demanding from my leader, from my member, we have to focus on giving, right? And then when the perfect and give relationship, give and take, we perfect that, naturally there will be prosperity. Naturally, there will be development. Our movement will grow, will develop, each centers, right? Our nation will grow, will develop, families will continue to flourish, right? When there is perfect give and take. So that's why Father is telling here today that unity takes place where there is giving. That's why the unity that people always talks about, we need to unite, we need to unite. It's very important, but how to unite? Each and everyone needs to prioritize giving, sacrificing for the sake of the partner. The same is true in the family. Relationship of husband and wife. How can a husband and wife be united? How can parents and children be united? So Father said it does not happen where people mainly seek to receive. That's why people are separating, husband and wife are separating. Because they marry because they wanted to receive. That's why they are choosing, maybe this person can give me so much. That's why I will marry this person. With this kind of mindset, automatically from the very beginning, just after some time, this husband and wife will surely be separating because of this kind of mindset. Unity only takes place, and it only happens when each one thinks of giving first. So relationship of husband and wife, parents and children, in our own community, in our Heavenly Parents Holy Community, leader needs to always think of the members, fulfilling leader's responsibility. Members also needs to do their best to support their leader, right? Only through this that development comes about. If only we blame, we look at limitations, shortcomings, nothing will going to happen. Even though the providence now is already, True Mother have elevated the providence, True Mother now have lifted us up, brought us to the next level, if we will not change our mindset, the way we are living our life, nothing will going to happen, right? That's why this is now the time for us to truly realize unity. When unity takes place, development, will take place. Prosperity will take place. We will advance to Kingdom of Heaven. We can restore our nation. All these 81 provinces, 42,000 barangays, right? More than 1,000 cities and municipalities. We are going to restore our nation. Aju? So Father said, to receive can be good if after receiving, you add interest of it, to eat and give out more than you have received. That's why, I remember sabi ni Father, whenever daw he received, he never forget. And then, even though he cannot return that to the person who gives to him, he makes sure that he will going to give to others. Kaya nga sometimes, even me, I could receive many things, I really feel, sorry from brothers and sisters, also many difficult situations. And then, actually, I received so much from many blessed families and brothers and sisters. So in my heart, how can I give back? Maybe I cannot give back, the same amount, of material things, these things that I have received. But in other way, how can I give back? I'm thinking, I feel ashamed actually receiving so much love from brothers and sisters. I am not worthy actually to receive this. But, continuously brothers and sisters are giving. So how can I give back? I am thinking how to give back in other way, right? Like through parents. So as we receive, how can we give back? So if we think like this, then, things will surely change. If our mind prioritizes giving, right? Really amazing. Through parents teaching, this is now the time. So we always talk about unity. So we have to act and do something. Doing the right thing first. Giving means sacrificing more than, expecting others to sacrifice for me. We have to sacrifice first. Aju? Father said, those who give, live for others, will go to the kingdom of heaven. Take an illustration of a good man and a bad man. So Father is giving some example here. So each begins with 10 friends. The good man unselfishly serves his friends day in and day out. This year, next year, for 10 years, for his full life. All 10 people say he is their very best friend. Since they like him, they introduce him to their mother and sisters and all the relatives. The bad man thinks that his friends exist to serve him. So by the time he tells them 3 times, you serve me, every one of his friends would run away. They would want nothing more to do with him. Isn't that true? It is universally true. A self-centered way of life leads you down the road of self-destruction, to hell. But those who give, living their lives in service to others, will enter the kingdom of heaven. They are living in accordance with God's principle. That's why, people who are selfish, actually, we don't want to be with them. People who are only thinking about themselves, but people who really sacrifice and live for others, we always want to be with them, right? The same is true with the illustration that Father is saying. So a self-centered way of life leads you down the road to self-destruction. So if we just live for our own selves, we are bound to hell. But those who give, Father said, living their lives in service to others, will enter the kingdom of heaven. They are living in accordance with God's principle. That's why this is actually a great opportunity for us, living in this time with true parents, with true mother now, and then being educated very clearly. So this is truly great blessing to sacrifice and live for others, to live our life beyond our own families, beyond our own self. Can you imagine we were given the opportunity to live for our community, to live for our nation? What more is greater than this? Aju? That's why we are all called, all of us. So tayo nasa iba't ibang places tayo ngayon. Our places is our responsibility. We have to restore our own places. That's why our Heavenly Parents, Holy Community that are existing in different places now, what are we going to do? We need to work together. We need to unite. We need to sacrifice. Each one need to think of sacrificing, and then what will going to happen? If we live like this, naturally our centers in different areas will going to prosper. Tremendous results will take place. People will just come to us naturally. Then what will going to happen? We will substantially realize Heavenly Parents, Holy Community in different areas. So if that happens in our nation, Heavenly Parents, Holy Community will take place, will be realized. Aju? So really amazing true parents teaching. So that's why today, through fathers reminding us, the first thing is giving. We have to keep this in our mind, in our heart. The first thing is to sacrifice, really giving more than receiving. Father said, by living this way, we can only prosper. God created all creatures in heaven and earth by investing completely his heart of love. It means he gave. Because God has this nature, it is certain that a counterpart will come into being who also has such a heart. As a result, human beings can form a relationship with God, and through that relationship, to manifest God's love. So by living this way, we can only prosper. So if we continue to live life like this, there's nothing but prosper continuously. Aju? So Father said God created all creatures in heaven and earth by investing completely in his heart and love. So in other words, God gave. So if we resemble God, so we give, right? We sacrifice, we live for others. So because Heavenly Parents has this nature, actually, originally, all human beings, if only Adam and Eve didn't fall, naturally, human beings could inherit this fully. That the kingdom of heaven will just naturally come. Kaya nga sa kingdom of heaven, right? When we go to kingdom of heaven, people there think of giving first. For example, you are in, kaya nga sabi doon, may mga malaki ang kutsara sa kingdom of heaven. So how can you eat there? So if you think of yourself, you cannot eat. So why there's a big spoon? Because you use that to feed others. And then once you feed others, other people feed you also. Right? Truly, really amazing. That is kingdom of heaven. There's no concept of the self. Like our Heavenly Parent, the origin. There's no concept of the self. First thing is to give, to invest fully, sacrifice fully. That's why giving is the first thing. Aju, truly amazing. How can we inherit this? From our Heavenly Parent, from true parents. That's why with continuous guidance of our true parents to us, every day we can do our best to improve and to practice, centering on our families, husband and wife relationship, parents and children, brothers and sisters, elders and youngers, and then when we expand to our community, to our nation, then naturally, if we practice this, centering on our own families, Aju, then we can truly realize kingdom of heaven. So if only Adam and Eve didn't fall, actually, naturally, human beings will going to inherit this fully. As a counterpart, as object partner of our Heavenly Parent, we should have, inherited such a heart. So as a result, human beings can form a relationship with God, and through that relationship, to manifest God's love. So by living this way, we can only prosper. So Father said, finally, our conscience tells us to live for others, sacrifice, and love for others. So our conscience does not understand this fact logically and with certainty, but nevertheless, it tells us to love each other and live for the sake of each other. Similarly, religions teach us to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of others. Thus, our conscience, in agreement with morality and ethics, tells us to live for the sake of others, sacrifice ourselves for the sake of others, and love others. Naturally, our conscience is teaching us, even though our conscience, Father said, does not understand these things logically, but our conscience naturally teaches us to live for the sake of others, to love others, sacrifice for the sake of others. Continuously, our conscience. That's why, kahit nga pag may na-receive din tayo, actually we feel something. Like our conscience tells us to give also, right? Once we receive something. So it is natural in us. That's why, even though this world is like this, sabi nga ni Father, if human beings doesn't have conscience, a restoration is not possible. But because human beings has conscience, has original mind, that's why restoration is possible. One day, God's original dream can be realized because we have conscience, we have original mind that always guiding us to live for others, to sacrifice for others, and love others. Because of this, that's why if only humanity, human beings listen from their conscience, human beings will going to start to live truthfully, righteously, and in accordance to Heavenly Parents' desire. Aju, because of this conscience, God within us. Aju, that's why today, true parents have educated us Fallen human beings always wanted to receive. Even when they go to the church, they always pray there so that they can receive. Heavenly Parents, please give us our daily bread. Protect us, give us always, asking and asking and asking. Can you imagine, Heavenly Parent, out of billions of people in the world, always they ask and ask. Can you imagine? If you have 2, 3, 4 children, 5 children, they ask you as a parent, sometimes you don't know what to do. Why, if only your children are asking and asking and asking. Sometimes ikaw na-confuse ka na rin. How much more our Heavenly Parent, billions of people every day, they're asking. But they're not doing something to give. Wow, can you imagine the frustration also, Heavenly Parents' heart? Ikaw nga, magulang ka, may 2, 3, 4 ka na anak na laging nag-ask sa'yo. Sometimes you don't know already what to do. Can you imagine our Heavenly Parent? That's why we have to listen from our original mind, which always teach us, right? To give, to sacrifice, and to love. Aju? Yeah, that's why the only key, the only way for us to receive is to give first. Aju, that's why it's give and take, not take and give. Give and take. Give first. That is the condition to receive. Giving is the condition of receiving. Aju? That's why when we are asked to give, we have to be grateful. When we ask to give, we have to be grateful. It opens the way for you to receive God's blessing. Aju? That's why when we are asked to give, thank God, thank you, Heavenly Parent, this is great opportunity. I will do my best to give. No matter what, even I don't have money, I don't have anything, I will find a way to give. Because this is an opportunity. Aju? Aju. So with this understanding, and then we try our best to live this way. Father said, the only way is to prosper. Our families will prosper. Our community, our Heavenly Parents' holy community will naturally prosper if we live with this kind of mindset, with this kind of thinking. Aju? Aju. So once again, let us offer our gratitude to our Heavenly Parents and parents for this amazing guidance again today. Thank you very much, all our beloved blessed families and brothers and sisters. The Heavenly Parents love and blessings be always upon you and your families. Thank you very much and stay safe. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, our beloved national leader, for very wonderful and insightful message entitled Giving and Receiving. Once again, let's give our national leader a virtual round of applause. Truly, that goodness is the driving force that advances life. So goodness is the driving force that advances life. So what shall we give? So we must give life based on Father's words, and more than life, we must give love. So how can we give life and give love? Through witnessing an HTM or Heavenly Tribal Messiah. And then when I was in CARP, so this is my early year in our holy community or in our movement. So this is the very famous words of our, or motto of our true Father, that go forth with the heart of the parent, with the shoes of the servant, shedding sweat for the earth, tears for humanity, and blood for heaven. So when we say go forth with the heart of a parent, so we must live public life in wearing servant's body, aju. And then shedding sweat for the earth means dedication and hard work, and shedding tears for humanity is concern, and shedding blood for heaven means self-denial or sacrifice, aju. So as a heart of a parent, truly that it is unconditional. So kaya giving is giving and forget and forgetting and giving again. So thank you so much, our national leader, for your very wonderful message. So before I will ask the selected person who will give their reflection, so I would like to ask for some participants who wants to share their heart or who wants to volunteer to share their reflection, if there is anyone in the Zoom. If If there's none, I would like to call on from UPTA, Mrs. Sylvia Olmilio, to share her reflection. So I would like to welcome her with a virtual round of applause.
Thank you so much, Mr. MC, for this great opportunity and for introducing me. Foremost, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to Heavenly Parents and your parents for this beautiful opportunity to share my reflection, and also to our very dynamic national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Sir, thank you so much for that beautiful um, guidance for this morning. Yeah, and then to all our brothers and sisters, to all Chonbo families, and yeah, to everyone who is now here in the Zoom and those maybe listening in the YouTube. Yeah, in giving and receiving, reflecting on this is a very simple thing to, seemingly very simple and very easy to perceive or understand cognitively. However, if we have to really discern deeply and to evaluate our results, I think it is not easy also. It's actually very, very difficult. Without understanding the basic principle of our true parents had taught, what our true parents had taught to us, it's really not easy, because we human beings had been used to or been confronted with, and with what had been set up by Satan from the beginning when our first human ancestors had failed. So that's why I call it difficult. And then the very being who had practiced this perfectly is, of course, our loving Creator, our loving Heavenly Parents, which has been manifested also by our true parents. And we are very fortunate that during our lifetime, how I have met them. Because without them, we might as well be thinking that, yeah, we had practiced this. But in essence, I'm afraid not so. So in my own life of faith, reflecting to this, I am always awed with how true parents had manifested this one, had practiced this one, and living for the sake of others, and giving first, as it is being said, is the beginning of unity. It is actually the basic principle of the whole universe, itong give and take na ito. So ako, as a person, again, in my life of faith, I always felt like, what have I done? Because just the life itself that I receive every day is already tremendous. I couldn't really think of when did I have I ever given, or to where and to who maybe, that I'm qualified to receive such a blessing. Yeah, just the extension of life itself, the good health, the beautiful children, these people that you brothers and sisters I'm having. I always think, what have I given to God that I am worthy to receive this? Sincerely. That's why I'd always been thinking how I can best be able to receive this. I mean, not receive, being able to give it back to God. So, yeah, maybe externally or financially, I may not have that. But to me, there's so much blessing that I have to count, that I always felt like I have to really give in the way or the least way maybe other people would not be able to see, but artistically I know I am very willing to give. I couldn't remember maybe much if I have given enough, but this is my. I always tell that even to my children that uh, it's always amazing and feels very very good when we can And I think, of course, they understand and know it and experience it. That even we don't have enough to give, we always wanted to share. And the only way and the only thing that we can give back to God is our commitment and our sincerity. And most especially in this time that we're born during the time of our true parents. That giving service in the least maybe that we can is the only way of expressing how grateful we are and how much we wanted to really give back to Heavenly Parents for the blessing that we have been receiving every day. So I hope na from there kahit very simple lang po yon yung aming yung buhay namin, yeah, externally, admittedly, we have no much to give externally. But, yeah, I think we can only give is our service where we are needed. And I feel good when I felt like I'm needed. And then when we are being asked also to, it's not because we are being asked, but the only way, all the opportunity that we can give back. And we are very pleased at. So yeah, thank you so much, Heavenly Parents. In things like this, and when we have given opportunity to also to share our small capacities to share to brothers and sisters to give life in a way we may not have perfectly done it, but I know that we have that aspiration to always give back. So thank you so much, Paul. That's all that I can share.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sylvia Olmilio, for your very wonderful and beautiful reflection. So once again, let's give her a virtual round of applause. I very like gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi ni Tita na kung saan giving is the expressing of how much you are grateful in paying back the all this the things that you have received from our heavenly parent. So totoo nga talaga na yung pagbibigay o yung giving is kind of gratitude. And then in the very first place, giving is not easy. However, without understanding the basic principle or without understanding God's heart, so we never practice giving. So thank you so much once again. And next, I would like to call on once again from UPTA, Mr. Julius C. Escleto to share his reflection. Let's welcome him with virtual round of applause.
Hello, good morning, everyone. In particular, and first and foremost, to our Heavenly Parent, to our true parents, to our national leader, to all the leaders who are here in this Zoom this morning, elders, Chunbo families, blessed families, brothers and sisters. This morning, I was given this opportunity to share my reflection, and really God in the reading, God begins, or true love begins by investing and forgiving. So we have oriented here in our church to live for the sake of others as our life, a life of true love, a life of living for the sake of others. So that has been, our true parents has been the model in doing that. This has been his way of life. So that's why we have this motto, go forth with the heart of a parent in the shoes of the servant, shedding sweat for earth, thirst for humanity, and blood for heaven. So, yeah, learning this is easier, but practicing is different. So, in myself, firstly, we need to understand deeply the words of God. Because when we understood the words of God, there will be personal transformation. So this has been the case in me. So after I received the divine principle, there has this many personal transformation, the changes of my way of life, 180 degrees from the past life. So that is the first, and that would be the very foundation that we could fulfill or overcome those trials and difficulties, and also achieve victory in fulfilling our responsibilities. So I learned also from others through Father's speeches that true love is the key in entering the kingdom of heaven. So because the kingdom of heaven is governed with true love. So if we don't practice a life of true love here on earth, then we cannot enter in that kingdom and we will be suffocated. So I remember in the previous morning devotion, when True Father said that all rivers go to the ocean. And just like us, all of us without exception, we go to the spirit world. So this fish, this freshwater fish, will not be able to live in the ocean because they are not, that is not their normal habitat. So freshwater fish and going to the salty water, they cannot live. So the same with us. If we don't practice a life of true love here on earth, then we cannot also live in the kingdom of heaven, which is governed with true love. We will be, True Father said, we will be suffocated. That's why in the principle, we can understand that it is not God who decides whether our spirit go to the kingdom of heaven or hell. It is our spirit itself. Because what we've done or how we attuned ourselves before going to the spirit world. So in myself, because I cannot give financially, so just simple things. Firstly, practice giving good words, sincere words to others. Also, helping, just simple things. And we have this, ultimately, we have this goal of becoming a Chonbo families. This has been the wish of our true mother, that all of us would become or would blossom to us to become a Chonbo families. And this is our responsibility. And doing that, meaning we are practicing true love, because we are giving life to our tribes, to these people, unconditional love. So really, True Parents is great because before he had said all these things, he had exemplified first. So we don't fail because we have our true parents, and he had practicing that already, and we had been victorious in all of that, and we are only following their victorious foundation. So I think that's all I can share, and thank you and good morning again to everyone.
Thank you so much for your very honest and skillful reflection, Tito Julius Excleto. So, totoo talaga na true love, or by practicing true love, true giving, is the way that we can overcome difficulties, challenges, trials. And without practicing it, when we go to the spirit world, we will feel suffocated. Since the kingdom of heaven is a world of heart, or it is a culture of heart, so the heart that we need to inherit is like a heart of a parent who always wants or who always seeking to give and to give without any return. Thank you so much once again, and let's give him a virtual round of applause. And before to proceed on our closing prayer, I would like to ask if there's some news and announcement from our national HQ. If there is some news and announcement, it's if
JC?
it is. Oh,
Yeah, I will just remind again. So thank you very much, Jesse. Thank you very much for your reflections, Kuya Julius, and also Ate Sylvia. So I just would like to remind once again our brothers and sisters for the special great works. Today is October 18. So pwede pa pong mag-register until October, I think October 20. So please catch up those who couldn't register pa po. And once again, I would like to remind also about our Hyojong offering. President Hori reminded us about the importance and value of this Hyojong offering. Ang deadline po nito is until November 30. Actually, this Hyojong offering po, this is not only to support the PCLC. The main purpose of our Hyojong offering is to support our True Mother. This will be our offering to our beloved True Mother. Secondary lang po yung sa PCLC. So that's why ang deadline po nito until November 30. And then President Hori's hope is all members needs to support. If you cannot really give yung amount po na hinihingi, then at least any amount, but most importantly, all members can be connected directly to our beloved True Mother through this Hyojong offering. So I really encourage, kahit po yung mga elder second generations natin, yung mga malalaki na anak natin, they can also give some amount because this will be directly offered to our beloved True Mother. So I really encourage those who didn't donate yet. I ask all the regional leaders to follow up, call all members. Not only po, this is not just about money. President Hori explained to us when we talk about donation, actually it's not the matter of money. Please do not talk about money when we are talking about donation, sabi niya. It's about our actually determination, our commitment. Yun po yung pinaka-importante doon. Even though this time we don't have money, if we understand the importance and value of this, we will find a way. Kaya our hope is no one po should be really not connected to this. So we wish that all our beloved members, all brothers and sisters can be connected, our beloved True Mother, through this Hyojong offering. So please communicate po sa mga regional leaders po ninyo or directly sa meron naman pong number po tayo. So please really encourage all the central families and all our members to be able to really be connected. This is one way for us actually to really receive heavenly blessing. This will be our first time that we are asked to support our True Mother directly. So please do not miss this opportunity. So yun lang po. Thank you very much po. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir LA, for encouraging and reminding us to participate from the great works and also from the Hyojong offering. And now we will proceed on the closing prayer. So I would like to call on the HTM Education Head, Pastor Ernesto Ilano.
Please join me in prayer. Good morning, our dearest loving heavenly parents and victorious true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. We are so blessed and thankful for this day, heavenly parents, as we receive your precious word as our spiritual food so that we can gain spiritual life. Loving heavenly parents, we pray that through this morning devotion, as we receive your words every day, we could really receive your love and we inherit your true love, that we can become your perfect embodiment of your words, perfect embodiment of your true love, so that we can really give love, give life to other people, heavenly parents. We are thankful, heavenly parents, for our national leaders, Reverend Dr. Angelo Halog, for his heart, for conveying your heart, heavenly parents, to each one of us, guiding all your children, Heavenly Parents, that how we become closer and closer to you, Heavenly Parents. So we pray, Heavenly Parents, that all the blessing that we receive every day, we pray that we can really return joy and happiness to you, Heavenly Parents, by sacrificing our life, Heavenly Parents, by fulfilling our responsibility that you've given to each one of us, Heavenly Parents. We pray that all of us, we become the channeling of your blessing, that we can convey your love, your words to all people, Heavenly Parents, especially in this time of pandemic, Heavenly Parents. So loving Heavenly Parents, we pray that all of us, we can work together, unite together, we work together as one family, that how we can really support our true mother in restoring your heavenly kingdom, Heavenly Parents. Especially, we pray that all of us, we can really pray together and support our true mother for the restoration of the fatherland, for the unification of North and South Korea, that through this, we can create a heavenly unified world, Heavenly Parents, and all of us, we can really live in this world with joy and happiness, Heavenly Parents. Please continue, use us, guide us, Heavenly Parents, and we pray that through this morning, we can renew our determination, our commitment, that how we can really work hard, Heavenly Parents. I pray that day by day, we can grow, we become more matured and responsible children, Heavenly Parents, that could really comfort your heart, Heavenly Parents. I pray, loving Heavenly Parents, that all the religious leaders, political leaders, Heavenly Parents, that can really be humbled down and work together with our true mother, that only true mother can give hope for all this, for all the humanity, Heavenly Parents. If everybody can unite with our true mother, all the problems, Heavenly Parents, will be solved, Heavenly Parents. So once again, Heavenly Parents, thank you for this precious gathering that we gathered together as one family, Heavenly Parents. I pray that through this community, we can really feel and experience your true love, Heavenly Parents, that we can really helping each other work together. So I pray all our blessed family, blessed member, Heavenly Parents, that they're affected for this pandemic, Heavenly Parents. Please guide them. And I pray that all of us can become more strong spiritually, physically, and emotionally, Heavenly Parents. And we can really do our best, Heavenly Parents, that how we can really make this country to become a heavenly nation, to become a substantial Chunilgok by the year 2027, Heavenly Parents. This is the best offering to our true mother so that we can give joy and happiness to our beloved true mother. Once again, thank you so much for these precious words that we received today. I would like to offer and report this prayer in my name, Ernesto and Kachuko Morelano, a blessed central family. Adieu.
Adieu. And let us offer our unison prayer. Adieu. So let's give our morning greetings to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning.
Morning, Heavenly Parent, true
our
parents.
dearest
Morning, everyone.
Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Halog and blessed families, brothers and sisters. Good morning and thank you so much. So see you again tomorrow for our National Morning Devotion. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.
Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Morning.
Thank you so much po.
Kamsahamnida.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much
Sisters,
po, Sir
family
Elvin.
members,
Good morning po.
morning po.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed
Have a
day.
wonderful day. Thank you.
Morning.
Tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Good morning, Ma'am Tere. Good morning,
Morning.
Yun po.
Good morning, family members.
Morning, everyone.
Morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, our national leader.
It's inspiring to see you all.
Thank you very much.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone.
Happy morning.
Very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll go
Hey,
ahead.
everyone.